everybody, welcome back to another business analysis video. So I'm starting a new series to focus on interview questions for business analysts. Okay, so in today's video I will be covering the one most question that comes up in almost every interview that I've had in the span of my career. And this question is, how do you handle a difficult stakeholder? So to start off, this question can be phrased in different ways, but it all generally means the same thing. Your interviewer could phrase it as, give me an example of a time where you experienced some difficulty with a stakeholder. So they could be phrased as in competency-based. They could also be phrased in this way. Give me an example where you experienced a resistance to change from a stakeholder. Yeah, so it really depends on how the question is phrased, but the answer is, trust me, should be always the same. So in these interview questions that are competency based, you have to give a real life example of what you've experienced. So there are 5 strategies to handle a difficult stakeholder. One of these include building an individual relationship with that stakeholder. So to manage this, try to take some time to invest in that stakeholder as a person. If you've experienced such difficulty as a resistance to change, for example, maybe in a workshop setting, one of your stakeholders is resistant to the whole change, or they might be quiet during workshops and not giving their feedback on what requirements they need on a project. Try to build a one-to-one with them. Try to check their calendars, see what availability they have, book in a one-to-one, or see if you can even go on lunch with them, just to remove them from that formal setting, you know. So this is one way to build an individual relationship with your stakeholder, and it also helps you as a business analyst to be free with your communication with a set stakeholder. And in general, it just helps build that trust and understanding with that particular stakeholder, okay? The second strategy is to try to understand their current process. So if you're experiencing pushback, or sometimes stakeholders might decline your meeting invites, they might be dismissive of your questions, you know, and this will affect your work. So bring in your interpersonal skills, such as having empathy, okay? Some stakeholders might also fear such huge change, such as redundancies. For instance, if you're automating certain aspects of your system where that stakeholder may no longer be needed, they might have a fear of losing their job. So bring in your interpersonal skills, such as empathy, to really see and view the stakeholders' processes from their point of view. Understand what do they take notes on, how do they manage information, what issues are they having with certain information management. See if you can really, in the current process, focus on their issues and make them feel heard. You know, it would also help build that trust with the stakeholder so that they're able to come to you with any issues or any requirements that they want to raise. At the same time, not forgetting the value that change will add to the business. So as much as you're understanding what they're saying, work called. If I started recording. Right, so what was I saying? I was saying try to understand the current process. What are they taking notes on? How do they manage information? And just really understand and let them know that you want to make sure that you understand what they need, what their issues are, and you also want to understand why they may be resistant to the change. So that was number 2. The third strategy is focus on their problems. Like I said before, it really all interlinks, right? Try to understand what frustrates them in the current process. For example, a stakeholder might travel a lot and have a lot of paper notes filed in cabinets. How can they easily reach such files? It's just an example of a project. Maybe you're trying to have a digital documentation, Such example could be that they struggle with the long journeys, and sometimes working on the train, they need access to certain files that they have to wait until they get to the office before they're able to access such files. Just try to really seek out what their pain points are, right? And at the same time, bringing on your interpersonal skills, empathy, trying to let them know that, have certain facial expressions to let them know that you really, really understand their pain point. You feel their pain and you really want to work as much as you can to help them solve that issue or that pain. Okay, that's also feeds, it all interlinks. Like I said, it also feeds into building that relationship with them because they see that you actually care about their problems. Okay, number 4 is a really good one. Share wins with the stakeholder. Okay, try to go above and beyond by talking about people who are already using this system that you're bringing newly onto the process or into the company. Share some reviews about other companies and other users who have used this system and how effective such system has been for them, and how it's impacted their or affected their processes positively. Such example can be that, because you're able to automate certain features, it saves you time, you can end up going home early. Just try to share those wins, true wins, no lies. Please, no lies. So these are the top 4 ways, examples I can give on how to handle a difficult stakeholder. However, as much as you can try these 4 ways, sometimes stakeholders can still be resistant to your approaches. So the last measure is to secure high-level support. As business analysts, we have a lot of influence within the organization. However, we don't really have authority, so we don't make decisions on things, okay? So we can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do, So we have to seek higher level stakeholders' involvement sometimes. For example, by escalating to the director, to the sponsor, for example. So it's up to these higher level stakeholders if the return on investment of using the new system, for example, is so important for the company that it will be uncomfortable for the stakeholder not to use the system, for example. So this last resort may be a strategy to take if the stakeholder is still resistant to the change. All right. And finally, as a business analyst, you need to be aware of the limits of the scope for the project. So taking into consideration all these 5 strategies, I hope that they can help you if you experience difficult stakeholders, as well as I hope that they can help you to answer if these come up during your business analysis interview. Okay? So So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's content. As always, please like, subscribe and share this video. And I'll see you in my next one. Peace.